Forge reported their Q2 numbers. Standalone revenues at 16% has come in ahead of street expectation, but margins have declined. Margins are lower by 590 basis points on a year-on-year basis at 24.3%, and that's disappointed the street a tad bit. Afternoon, sir, and thanks so much for joining in. This is Reema here. First, if you could tell us what led to the margin decline that we're seeing year-on-year as well as on a quarter-on-quarter basis, and should we expect more margin pressure?
Well, I think, the margin decline is largely a factor of inflationary effect. If you remove the inflation, the decline in margin is just about 40 basis points. So the steel prices have gone up, so the sale price goes up, and then your margins come down as a percentage. So, we don't see any margin decline. There's a small margin decline largely because of our military vehicles that we supplied in the quarter. And we have some LD payments that are likely to be restored back once the orders are finished. But apart from that, we don't see any big problem on margins.
Okay, no big problem on margins. Dr. Kalyani, this is Sonia here, and thanks for being with us on the show. I wanted to also ask you a little bit about the overseas subsidiaries, because I noticed in your presentation that the overseas subsidiaries have posted a loss this quarter, both on an Ebitda as well as on a PBT level. What led to that, and when do you think you can get back into the black?
Oh, the real problem is in Germany. Germany is facing some acute inflationary issues on energy and other inflationary pressures, and a lot of disruption in supply chains, and I think that is what has impacted our business. We had geared up for higher production and therefore had higher manpower in place, and that didn't happen. I think it will take another 2 quarters and we will be back to where we were. We have had a fairly good record on our German aluminum business. Ever since inception, it's never made a loss. This is the first quarter that it's ever made a loss, and I think we have taken some corrective actions. Hopefully, it will be all right in 2 quarters.
Is it the reason why your debt has gone up as well? Because I noticed the long-term debt has inched up to about 2,500 crores plus from 2,300 crores earlier. Do you see more pressure on your debt because of what's happening with the overseas subsidiaries?
No. Debt has gone up largely because we borrowed money to buy a company called JS Auto in Coimbatore, which is a new industrial business that we have got into, and I think that business is already generating a bottom line, and it's going to grow quite rapidly. So you will see the results of that business growth and coming in the next 1 or 2 quarters. It's anyway profitable even now.
Mr. Kalyani, hi, good afternoon. Prashant here. In the first half, H1, sir, reported EBITDA is at about 890 crores, which is about 1.5% growth compared to H1 of FY22. Could you tell us what should we expect in the second half of this year? What kind of trends are you seeing already in the third quarter, and for the next two, for this quarter and the next, on an overall basis, what should we see?
I think overall the business is pretty strong, what we see. So hopefully the EBITDA also would remain pretty good going forward. I think 2 or 3 things that will keep happening. One is our industrial business will start growing because of the acquisitions that we have made, and we see a lot of traction happening there. Our existing business, we have got huge number of new orders, so that will also start growing. So, and our defense business will show some growth. So all the areas we expect to see some growth. So I would say our second half should be pretty good, a little better than the first half.
Hi, Mr. Kalyani. If you could give us a number then, if second half is going to be better, what will the tonnage look like for the second half of the year? I think currently you're going at a run rate of around 65,000, 63,000 or thereabouts. Second half, do we see that number scale up gradually to around 70,000, you think so?
I can't give you exact number of what the tonnage will
it be better than quarter 2?
Yeah, but I suspect it will be better, yes.
Could we see it 10% higher?
I don't know.
Sir, I just wanted, you briefly mentioned that the debt of the company has gone up because of the recent acquisitions. There's JS Auto and there's Sangvi Forgings as well. Can you give us an update on how those two are doing and what kind of contribution do you see to your own business?
Both businesses are making money. They are delivering the results as per plan. We expect the JS Auto business in the next, let's say, by 2025 to reach about 1,500 crores.
Okay.
And the Sangvi, the one in Baroda, is already we hope it will get to about 200, 250 crores by that time. But both are profitable right now. Both are generating cash flows. So things are quite well.
All right. Thanks very much, Mr. Kalyani. Appreciate you joining in and running us through that outlook. So H2 should be better. Of course, no numbers right there, but triggers, as Mr. Kalyani explained, should help business going forward. 857, 858, the stock's down about 3.25% or so. It's come up after the dip we saw immediately post the numbers. Well, 0.5% change on the Nifty. So this is one of the flattest days we've had in a long time. Now, pharma companies, pharma-specific stocks are in focus on the back of second quarter earnings, and there are some news updates with individual names as well. Ekta is here with a roundup of all of that. Ekta, over to you.